You know what we're cheersing to today? We are cheersing to cutting out toxic friends or general people. Just people in general. And snip, snip, all right? Cheers to that. I almost spilled that on the camera. I hate when there's stickers on the bottom of a cup. My friend, who shall not be named, got angry because I didn't loan him money fast enough. I've been without money before, so I understand I was in a situation I could pass the favor on. I said I'd help him out in a few hours when I was free, and he got angry. Yeah, that'd be hard to help someone out who is clearly not appreciative of the fact that you're about to help them in a few hours. Just give me some time. Patience is a virtue. So the Bible says. Does the Bible say that, or did I just learn that at like a church when I was a kid? He blabbed all my secrets. That's the first red flag, okay? Like, you need a good secret keeper in this point in time. Like when we were younger and we all like pinky prom. Do you know any pinky prom? Do you know any? It's a fuzz. Do you know how many pinky promises were broke? I refuse to pinky promise. I always tell that to Matt. Pinkies lie. So I always use the ring finger because that's supposed to be forever. Anyways, he blabbed all my secrets. The major one being that I'm a girl who has interest in other girls by telling everyone that I was a lesbian, even though the main reason I begged him not to say anything was because I didn't feel sure of that yet. Even worse, he was gleeful about telling me that he had told someone he knew. What the I asked you not to do that. No, it's fine. It's not like they care. Yeah, not the point. I care. I tried to just brush it aside, but the anger and violation I felt just kind of grew and grew and grew. I started looking back on a lot of his actions and behaviors over the years and realized how manipulative and controlling he is. He was a pathological liar, and if there was a scale of 1 to 10 on how frequent and severe it was, he was an 11. The final straw was when I got a text from a mutual male friend who expressed that he had interest in me. Before I even had a chance to respond, he shot back another message apologizing, quote, "Oh, never mind what I just said. I support and respect your sexuality." Oh my God, that was it. I was done. I sent toxic best friend a screenshot of mutual male friend's text and ripped him a new booty hole. How he was a horrible person and an even worse friend, and that I was tired of him manipulating me, gaslighting me, lying to me, and controlling me because he felt bad about his own inadequates. He made my private life into a very public 3-ring circus that I had no control over, even though it was my life and my decisions alone. In an even bigger move, he just never responded, which is unforgivably cowardly. Nice to know our 10 years of being best friends really meant nothing to him. 10 years? Oh, I was really hoping this was like a new formed friendship, and I was just like, 10 years, that's tough. That's really tough. Man, friendship breakups are just as hard. It's a different kind of pain than like, you know, a spouse breakup with your person. Very different, but man, that hurts. Necessary though. Gotta make sure I don't get lipstick on my teeth. I broke off a 3-year friendship with this girl around a year ago in June 2020. She was kind of nice, but then she turned manipulative and controlling AF. I could never do the things I wanted. It was always her. She'd get mad at me if I killed her in a video game, and whenever she said she had to go, I'd find her playing another game. A video game? She got pissed at me for killing her in a game for the time. A very large number that I'm not even gonna try to attempt. So we got in a fight and broke it off. She tried to get my other friends to leave me, but it didn't work. Now I need to know how old you are. I need to know how old you are. I just do. Because friendships ending over a video game? Yeah, bigger things in life, you guys. You're gonna be okay. My best friend of 7 years sided with my ex. Oh! Who physically and violently attacked me in my home. She had known him for 3 months. He was manipulative and she was weak-minded, so his tactics worked on her. She told me his character doesn't suggest violence. and called me a liar and said I fabricated the whole story to get him out of my house. She ended up letting him move in with her and her fiance. Oh my God.
What a nightmare.
Yeah, like, so friend code, that just, you don't even know what that means, apparently. About a month or two later, we met up to talk and she admitted that I was right about everything. Isn't that
comical?
He turned out to be a complete freeloader. Ate them out of the house and home, didn't clean up after himself, didn't pay a single dime to be staying in their apartment. She apologized and we parted on decent-ish terms, but we haven't spoken but maybe 5 or 6 times since it happened 3 years ago. 7 years of friendship down the drain. I lost a huge part of myself by walking away, but there was no way to come back from being stabbed in the back like that. No, there's not. There's absolutely not, because yeah, how do you, I totally get like forgive and forget and move on and we can be civil, but having them back in your life as like a best friend, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Actions have consequences. Some things you just can't come back from. It's tough, man. He was one of my best friends for almost 20 years. Oh, that's a long friendship to lose. After I got divorced, after finding out my wife was cheating for years, he called her constantly to make sure she was okay, never called me. You know what? I'm not gonna kick you when you're down. I was gonna suggest the fact that there might be something going on between them, but maybe I just won't even, well, I already said it. I already said it. I'm just, yeah, that's some sketchy vibes there. Yeah, and that's a really crappy friend. Are you okay? Was it so horrible that you got to marry someone and still have a boyfriend on the side? You poor thing. How are you holding up? How are you holding up? I had a friend who always put me down and I always put up with it because I honestly don't know why. I would say that she was not the worst. Oh, well, okay. We did have some good times, but every opportunity to put me down, she took it. I always asked her to stop, and she always said I was being too sensitive. One day I snapped and lashed back at her, and she got angry at me for that one thing. That's when it hit me. She had normalized being mean to me to the point where when I hit back, I was being abusive. Then again, I was right there when she was being mean and nasty, and I took it. Over the years, I would say something, but she would dismiss it as me being sensitive. I realized how much I had been there for her and how little, if at all, she had been there for me. On top of everything, she was abusive and insulting regarding my appearance. Yo! These are not friends. I was there for her when her abusive boyfriend left her through her divorce, when she needed a babysitter to help her study, but when it was my turn to need just a little bit of kindness, she already had a good job and a stable relationship and could not be bothered to be there for me. Funnily enough, all I needed her to say was, "I'm sorry, I'll do better to be there for you." Instead, she said, "If it was so bad, why did you stay?"
Lesson 101.
To never ask someone who is in any kind of abusive relationship. But okay. That is when I realized that she did not see me as a person with feelings and needs, rather as a tool that she can use for comfort and advice and a free babysitter for when she didn't have money and a punching bag for her stress and the shoulder to cry on during bad breakups and family deaths. It was time to leave. Yeah. It was time to leave. It was probably time to leave a lot longer. Like long time ago, but you know what? You gotta just get there. You gotta get to a point where you know in your heart, it's time to go. It's time to go. You should not be treating a friend how they don't treat you. It should be, you know, an equal amount of respect and love and care and kindness and support. This is irritating me. I have great friends and this is pissing me off. I've had to cut people out of my life. Like, let's not pretend I haven't gone through any kind of friend breakups. I definitely have, but at 31, you just don't tolerate shit anymore. You know, it's just snip, snip. Speaking of, I should really snip, snip my dead ends. I got a Canon camera for Christmas one year. It was a huge gift and I was thrilled, as you should be. Those are very exciting. My friend who knows cameras wanted to see it and made some rude comments about how it's far from top of the line but good for a beginner. Okay, He ejected the memory card, then forced it back in, breaking the little metal prongs that hold it in place. Oh my God. It never worked again, and he absolutely refused to take responsibility for it. I'd had it for less than a month. Oh my God. No. So not only did you insult my brand new camera that I loved and was excited for,
but you broke it.
And you didn't even pay to fix it. You gotta be a special kind of awful. I realized that he was actually a bully and not a friend when we moved from our small primary school, where there were only 5 boys in my class, to secondary school around age 12 in the UK, where there were many more people to impress through making me the butt of his jokes. Final straw was when he made some joke about my dad not loving me, and I, not joking, told him that at least my dad loves me enough to stay. Oh. He challenged me to a fight after school. I told him I was ready now. Nothing happened, nor did anything ever happen again. Taking shots at each other, taking shots where it hurts, trying to say something more hurtful than the other person said. Toxic. Toxic. A constant borrower. It's a weird word. Final straw was when she borrowed my sewing machine for a week, but it was 6 months later when I had to ask for it back to use it. Got it home and plugged it in, and it wouldn't stitch. She refused to take any responsibility for the repair of it. It took me that long to work out that she was an opportunist. I just could never do that to someone. If I borrowed something of my friends and they were willing enough to let me borrow it and do me that favor, that's so nice. If I broke it or it stopped working, I would just feel that responsibility weighing on me. I would feel so bad. I also don't like borrowing things from people for that reason. Because I'm I don't know, what if it does break? I don't know, accidents happen. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, you guys, I need to swallow my spit there. If you have toxic people in your life, now's the time to channel it. 2024 has just started. We're going in, you know what we're doing? You grab those scissors. You snip and you don't look back, okay? We don't need negative energy around us, all right? So stay classy out there. Stay sassy and snip, snip, mother.